Hello students, today we will study the classification part of Porifera. In classification, it is very important to know and to remember what is the basis of classification, how many classes are there in phylum Porifera. We remember that phylum Porifera is a phylum, so its first division will be into classes, then into orders. So, how many classes are there in the phylum Porifera? Then which specimens, which examples of Porifera belong to which class? So today we will study about the basis of classification, the classes, some orders, and about the examples found in phylum Porifera and in the different classes of phylum Porifera. So, phylum Porifera, as we can see in this line diagram, phylum Porifera is divisible into three classes, and the basis is skeleton. The skeleton, whether it is made up of spicules or is it made up of spongin fibers. So, phylum Porifera is divisible into three classes on the basis of skeleton, and the skeleton in sponges is mainly internal skeleton, and it is made up of spicules which can be calcareous or which can be siliceous, and some fibers are also present which are called as spongin fibers. So we see Porifera is divisible into first class, that is calcarea, which is also called as calcispongia. Then the second class is hexactinellida, which is also called triaxonida or hylospongia. And the third class is demospongia. Now, if you see calcarea, it is further divisible into homocoela and heterocoela. Hexactinellida is further divisible into hexasterophora and amphidiscophora. And demospongia is divisible into tetraactinellida, monoaxonida, and keratosa. So we will see the classes of Porifera in details. So Porifera classification basis is skeleton. Skeleton is made up of spicules, which can be calcareous or siliceous, and spongin fibers, or the skeleton may be absent. So first class is calcarea, second class is hexactinellida, and third is demospongia. Calcarea, the specimens which are found in calcarea are called as calcareous sponges. Why? If you see the first point, in calcarea, the spicules are present which are calcareous and needle shaped, 3 or 4 ray. Triaxonal or tetraxonal spicules are found in calcarea. So that's why they are called as calcareous sponges. So which spicules are absent in calcareous sponges? Siliceous spicules. Siliceous spicules are not found in calcispongia or calcareous sponges. Then they are exclusively calcarea. All the specimens found in class calcarea are exclusively marine. Now, if you see hexactinellida, they are called as glass sponges. Second class is hexactinellida, and they are called as glass sponges. Why? Because they are made up of siliceous spicule, and siliceous spicules, they appear glass-like. So that's why the sponges which have siliceous spicule are called as glass sponges. Why they are given the name hexactinellida? Because the spicules, they are triaxonal, but they have 6 rays. So 6 rays, hex is equal to 6. Hexactinal rays, actinal means rays. So 6 rayed spicules are found in hexactinellida. And in demospongia, either it is one of the largest cluster out of calcarea, hexactinellida, and demospongia. Demospongia is the largest class, and the sponges found here are of largest size. So if you see the skeleton of demospongia, it can be spicules or it can be spongin, or it can be absent. So this is a question which is asked: in which class of phylum Porifera skeleton is absent? So demospongia, not all also specimens. Some specimens they do show the absence of skeleton. In Calcarea, they are exclusively marine. Hexactinellida, again they are exclusively marine. But if you see Calcarea, they are found in shallow water, and Hexactinellida, they are marine, but they are found in deep water. The question which is asked in exams is, which sponges are found in fresh water? So the freshwater forms is included in the class Demospongia. It has marine specimen. Most of the marine specimens are marine, but few freshwater forms are found. And a question which is asked, a freshwater colony of sponges is. So a freshwater colony of sponges is Spongilla, and it is found floating in freshwater lakes and ponds. Now Calcarea, if you see, it has Escon type of canal system. Mainly, it has Sycon and Leucon also, but mainly the specimen have Escon type. And Escon type is not found in any other class. It is restricted only to class Calcarea. Then in Hexactinellida, Sycon and Leuconoid type of canal system is present. In Demospongia, Leucon type of canal system is present. If you see Calcarea, it is further divided into two subclasses, Homocoela and Heterocoela. In Homocoela, choanocytes line the spongocoel, complete spongocoel, example Leucocoelea. Leucocoelea is a colonial sponge, and it is also the smallest sponge, and Clethrina. Subclass Heterocoela, choanocytes line only the radial canals, example Sycon and Grantia. Sycon is also called as the crown sponge or the urn sponge, URN, urn sponge. Why it is called as the crown sponge? Because the osculum is surrounded by monoaxon spicule, just like the crown of a king. That's why it is called as the crown sponge. Now in Hexactinellida we come, there are two subclasses, Hexasterophora and Amphidiscophora. Spicules are hexasters. They are fused to form glass-like shiny vase, and they are found on hard surface. Euplectella. Euplectella is called as the Venus flower basket, and it is also given as a wedding gift in Japan. Subclass Amphidiscophora, spicules are amphidis type. Some form long spun glasses type of fruit tuft to anchor on sediment. Example is Hylonema. Hylonema is called as the glass rope sponge. Glass rope sponge. This is a very common question which is asked. Glass rope sponge is Hylonema. And Pheronema is also called as the bowl sponge. Now if you see Euplectella in Hexactinellida, subclass Hexasterophora, Euplectella is called as a wedding gift in Japan. Why? Because in Euplectella, a pair of shrimps are trapped. And when they are trapped inside, the body size is overgrown. They cannot escape from the pores or the oscular sieve of Euplectella. So they remain trapped throughout life in Euplectella. That's why it is given as a wedding gift in Japan. Till death do us apart. जब तक मर नहीं जाएंगे तब तक अलग नहीं होंगे. So that's why Euplectella is called as the wedding gift in Japan, and it is also called as the Venus flower basket. Now Demospongia, if you see the example, it is the most diverse group. It has boring sponges. It has bath sponges, and it has freshwater forms also. So subclass is Tetractinellida, 4-8 spicules, no spongin. An example is Oscarella and Blanchina. Subclass Monoaxonellida, monoaxon spicule, spongin present or absent. Example Cleona, Helichondria, Heliclona, Chelina, Spongilla, Ephidacia. Subclass Keratosa, only spongin fibers. Dark horny sponges with leathery surface. Example, U spongia. U spongia is also called as spongia, and it is the most important specimen because U spongia is called as the bath sponge. It is also called as the commercial sponge. Bath sponge, commercial sponge. And Hippospongia, Phylospongia, Chondrilla, and Protirion. These are all examples of subclass Keratosa which belong to the class Demospongia. Now see Euspongia. Why Euspongia is very important? Because Euspongia, the specimen, they are very large. They are taken out from the ocean floor, then they are dried, and the cells they disintegrate. Only spongin fibers are left. These spongin fibers are used to make cushions or other uses of are used. So it is also used in bathroom and in toilets. That's why it is also called as the bath sponge or the toilet sponge. Now, if you see monoexonida in desmosponge, it has an example spongilla. Spongilla is a freshwater sponge, and it is a colony. Spongilla colony appears green in color due to association with an algae, and the colony becomes attached to a free floating twig of a tree. So the colony is found floating on the surface of freshwater bodies, but it is not able to move by itself. It's seen moving. The movement is due to the twig on which this colony is present. So we'll see some examples. First example of class Calcarea, this is Skypha, the crown sponge. If you see, the top osculum is covered by monoaxonal spicule, just like the crown of a king. So that's why called as the crown sponge. And the body is urn shaped, so it is also called as the urn sponge. And it is a solitary sponge. Leucosolia is another example of Calcarea, not shown here. Leucosolia is a colonial form. So these are the examples which are asked in exam, which is a solitary form. So Cycon is a solitary form, which is a colonial form. We have seen Spongilla is one colonial form and Leucosolia is another colonial form. If you see Euplectella, this is the Venus flower basket. We have discussed that it is also called as the wedding gift in Japan. It is called as wedding gift in Japan because shrimps are entrapped into this specimen. Then pouring sponge. Pouring sponges belong to the class Demospongia. So this is peon and it's called as the pouring sponge. And then Heliclona. This is Heliclona is electric blue sponge. Some examples we will see. See, this is first A. A is Leucosolia. Leucosolia is the smallest sponge and it's a colonial form. B. Oscarella. C. Hyalonema. This is called as the glass rope sponge. If you see the silicious spicule, the glass spicules form a rope-like structure. So glass Euplectella, and D. Criniella, E. Protirion, Neptune cup, and F. If you see F. Euplectella, G. Microciona, H. Spongilla. If you see, this is the tree twig and the colony is present on it. I is Heliclona and J is Helichondria. Now, homework is you have to find out the class to which these specimen belong. These are A to J, which specimen belongs to which class, and find out the common name. What is the common name of Hyalonema? What is the common name of Potirion? What is the common name of Spongilla? So, thank you.